Okay, so there's a show I want to talk to y'all about. I did link it down in the description with all all my information, all the stuff, so that way if y'all want to watch the actual episode, it's 6 episodes. The show is called Strangelove. It is a Latino led queer series. The episodes aren't really long. It's like 6 episodes. I think the longest one would be, I think, episode 5, which is like 24 minutes. But for the most part, the episodes are pretty much like 20 minutes or whatever the case is. There's a lot of sex, there's a lot of nudity, there's even a peen shot. And I was sitting there like, first of all, clutching my pearls, not because of the nudity, because I'm always here for nudity. If we're going to do a homosexual show, there needs to be nudity and sex all throughout. But I get it because it was on YouTube. I'm trying to whisper it because I want the YouTube god to be out here snitching. And then, with it being YouTube, I'm like, okay, y'all out here showing peen and you showing booty cheeks and all that other stuff. So I was here for it. So yeah, if y'all definitely want to check out Strangelove, I say definitely check it out. This is it here. Oh, because the reason why I'm bringing this up also is because if you have Reverie, which Reverie has a lot of really good queer content and stuff on their streaming service. I do have Reverie. I don't pay for it, but I don't even think you have to. It's a subscription. It's subscription based. I could just be watching stuff, so I think it's free like Tubi. But which I love Tubi. But anyway, so yeah, it is basically, for those of you if you've never seen it, the show is about a group of homosexual millennials which navigate love, sex, and friendship in LA. A friend of mine by the name of Jorge Xolalpa created the show, so definitely check it out. He and I have been kikiing and stuff on social media. I don't know him personally, but we're like social media friends and things of that nature. So yeah, I do like the show. One of the particular ones I like is Christian. That's this one up here. I don't know if y'all see the arrow, the one all the way up at the top. He's a little thickums, and I love me a man with a little meat on his bones. But he wouldn't like me because I'm not a twink. But his character lives with the twinks, and basically the friends, they're Christian, David, Rami, and Manuel. And Christian works in real estate. He is a twink chaser, and he develops feelings for this cute twink named Ian, who I was liking Ian in the beginning because it looked like she wasn't, allegedly, according to him, he was a virgin. But I think once he got that cherry popped, Miss Mama was out here throwing it back in a circle on a bunch of other dudes and was sitting there trying to act like, whatever, until there was one sequence where his father kicked him out, and he comes running to Christian, which I'm like, girl, don't do it. But you know how these, how some of them get when they get with them youngins. And then we have Rami, who this little skinny femme queen who has a thing for sugar daddies. And yes, he got a lot of sugar daddies, unlike Shangela, but she got a lot of sugar daddies. If I had a sugar daddy, I wouldn't, all that stuff. But Miss Mama's had multiple sugar daddies. And then there's one sequence which I really wish that Jorge they would really explored more. I mean, they did it in one episode. He gets SA'd, and he took like the silence thing and the friends. But I understand, like, when you only have a short amount of time to tell a story, you can't really dive in as much as you wanted to. But I really wanted it to come to that point where it was like, okay, so he was going through this grieving period. How did he come out on the other side? It just like, once there was a certain situation that happened in the finale where all of a sudden it was just like he came out of his his little slumber of self-hating and pity and all the other mess. So I would have really liked them to elaborate on that more. And then we have David, who's an interior designer. Let me tell you, he was like one of my least favorites on the show because he was too bitchy. He always was being a little shady, especially going towards Christian and his man, because his man didn't have a job and was out here struggling trying to get a job, and he was a little too hard on him. Then when they mentioned he was a damn Virgo, I was like, that's why I don't like him. Because he and I share a sign. And I do think that a lot of times when it comes to Virgos and we be Virgoing, a lot of times we can be a little too hard on people and a little extra shady. So maybe that was probably why I didn't like him, because maybe I saw a little bit of myself in him. But I'm like, I wouldn't be that big of a bitch. But he was a bitch in this show. And then was sitting there, because he was an interior decorator for this restaurateur and her husband, and then started hunching the husband. And I'm like, girl, you in a relationship with this man for 12 years, and your man get these urges, and you okay with it? Okay. When you settling, because you're pretty much the hag. So there was that. And then, David and Gabe, I really kind of wanted them to work out their relationship, but David is such a bitch. But, and then also, then we had Manuel, but his character, I don't feel like was fleshed out enough. I mean, there was one sequence where we saw that where he was at his job, and then there was another situation where he actually gets hit on by a Drag Race girl. Miss Naisha Lopez is in the show also, so shout out to her. But he's not playing a drag queen. He's actually playing like just some regular dude that met Manuel at a brunch and asked for his number, and then they kind of hook up and all this other stuff. So Nature Lopez got a part of it, and that's like the biggest name that you could think of outside of just like the regular cast, whatever, that would be a part of it. So if you have a chance, and I really iterate this, with the show, with shows like Noah's Ark, Queer as Folk, and so many of those other things that we've loved over a lot of those queer-based shows over the years, it's always refreshing when we can get a queer-based show on TV that pretty much gives us this, any kind of representation, in my opinion, matters. And I'm always all about like supporting new products and stuff. Yeah, if I was in LA, I definitely would have been like, Jorge, hook me up with a part. Give me a sex scene or something. Shit, I hit the gym. I mean, and I don't think it matters though, because there's men and stuff out there. There was some thickums on that show, and I'm like, yes, you better show that nudity. The cheeks was cheeking. The paint. There was this one boy that was getting his gut reared. I'm like, damn, he got all that dick swinging. I was like, okay. So shout out to Jorge, and you know what? I thoroughly encourage not only Jorge with his projects, but I would love to see more queer artists out here making those type of shows, or making shows that's for us, by us, and really shows us in ways where it's like we're proud to be who we are. We're proud sexually. We embrace all of our flaws and all the other mess. I mean, shit. If I knew some people, I would definitely love to collaborate and come up with something and create it. I've got ideas. So if y'all ever want to create and link up and come up with some ideas and create some projects, hit a bitch up, because I am available, among other things. So yeah, as I said before, definitely check out the show Strangelove. It is going to be it is on YouTube, as I said before. I did put the link in the description, so you could just click on it and then watch all 6 episodes, preferably after I'm done with the show. And if you have Reverie, it says Reverie Premium. So yeah, I guess maybe premium, you do have to pay for that. I don't know. But you can go on there and just check it out there, because he did post it on his and I think there's probably a lot of people who haven't seen the show. So, and it has been Bear World and Out Magazine pretty much like the show. So yeah, it is up for consideration. So definitely, Emmy people, definitely give this show a moment and all that good stuff. So yeah, I think that's all I got to say on that. So yeah, if you have seen the show, definitely let me know what your overall thoughts are on it in the comments down below.